It's the Down to Earth podcast, the Down to Earth network with your host, Sean Myrie. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. What you saying, people? Yup, Friday night live, and I'm giving you the news. This episode is called Donald Trump, right, versus Mark Carney, the face off. It's a real face off, economic face off, whatever you want to call it. It's really going down in the world right now, right? Recently, Mark Carney has made a visit to China and he's doing a lot of business, right? A lot of business relations in regards to Canada and China, doing a lot of things, right? First, they're working on, good relations so that they're all good in the world, right? And they're doing a lot of business deals. One big one is the environment, electricity, um, cars. There's a big deal right now. China has their own their own vehicle, what they're trying to promote throughout the world, and they're doing a deal with Canada. That's a real big deal, right? So China is pushing their, I guess, car into Canada. I'm guessing Canada might do some manufacturing for China. They're doing a lot of business, but it's electric cars, right? Coming from China to Canada. So Carney is in China doing a lot of things. They're working out the tariff situation basically to lower that because you know that a lot of that tariff business is going on between these countries and good relations. And I don't think America likes that. I seen recently today, right? Somebody asked Donald Trump about what do they think about Canada and China getting together in a meeting, and he says he thinks that's good. He's saying he thinks that's good, but you could see the hate in his eyes because he's trying to have good, great relations himself with China, but it ain't doing too good. Recently, he sat down with them, I guess, about the oil in Venezuela. So they're still working that out right now. But I know for a fact that Donald Trump does not like it. Donald Trump is hating on Canada 100% right now. And we've been hearing, I don't think it's a rumor, about the whole Denmark and the whole thing in Greenland that Carney said they will stand with Greenland if America chooses to try to go there and attack. Those are big words. Those are fighting words. So Carney is coming to the defense of Greenland, coming to the defense of Greenland against America. This is some big shit. And other countries are starting to go to Greenland with their military. So what's going to happen? So Carney is not backing down from Trump. Trump is hating because Carney's in China doing deals, doing all types of deals. He's securing a relationship with China, and America is angry, aka Donald Trump. So what's going on? That 51st state, you remember the 51st state shit he was talking about? Is come back to haunt him. Now, people are thinking they're going to come into Canada. America's going to attack Canada. No, no, that's not going to happen. Yo, Mark Carney is very smart and he's very confident, and he got his guy in China right with him and other people, NATO. So, right now, Canada got a deal for electric vehicles from China, right? A lot. And I'm hearing even visas. They're making Canadians could go to China for free, basically, giving out a lot of visas. Yo, America is taking away visas, and Canada is giving, China is giving visas. So China is the second biggest economy in the world, right next to America. So this is a threat right now. This is a threat that China's working great with Canada, and America should be doing the same thing because America is right next to Canada. But all that talk about the 51st state and how he's going to all these places like Greenland and how he wants to go take over whatever Cuba, it's not making him popular around the world. I'm talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Donald Trump right now. It's not making him a likable character right now. It's making him into a villain straight up. So what's going on is that Carney is playing the chess game good. He's playing it real good right now. So at first, when they asked him about the question about Venezuela, he says he welcomed it. He welcomed it, saying that he agreed with America taking out the guy from Venezuela. But that's a chess game, saying make America be busy with Venezuela and do all that shit out there. Meanwhile, we're going to do some business with China. Make Trump go around, talk all this shit. Meanwhile, we do business with China and other people. Smart. Who's winning, really? People think that Trump is winning. Do you think, people, that Trump is winning? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. He's winning in the world. Um, He's going all these places, spreading the military all around the world. Is that helping America? Is that really helping America? Because Canada just made a good deal with China. It's looking real good for Canadians right now. But some people may argue and say something else. But it's looking good for Canada that Canadians are welcomed in China, no problem. Bringing jobs to Canada, the electric cars from China, the tariffs. They're working out the tariff stuff. Canada got the canola oil, and they like a lot of our natural resources, what we got in Canada. So America might suffer when it comes to the economics right now because Canada Canada got the second biggest economy with them, and we're right next to America. The second biggest economy Canada's working with, right? So if Canada's working with the second biggest economy very closely with a very good deal, where does that leave America? Because I know Trump wants to work with China very bad, but they criticize China for other things. See, that's what's hurting because America and Donald Trump is criticizing China for different things. So what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Where is America? What's Trump doing for America right now? What business deals is he doing for America? What is he doing besides the wars and saying he wants to take over places? Right? Right now, people are defending Greenland. They're defending Greenland. They're saying they're going to defend Greenland against America. Even Canada said, we will defend Greenland against America, right? I don't know what people got to say about that, but there's a lot of people sticking up for Greenland and Denmark. Denmark is sticking up for Greenland. So all that talk about going to Greenland, is that going to work? Is that going to work? Does Donald Trump really want World War III to kick off with a lot of Americans dying? Does he really want that to happen? Because that will happen if he thinks he's going to bring the American military is powerful, but they will get hurt too. They will obviously get hurt going to Greenland, and maybe other countries will step in to that arena also. So people in America, you really got to be scared. You got to be scared what this guy is doing. He's kind of off his rockers a little bit. He's kind of off his rockers. You got to really be scared what he's doing with the military, how he's making you guys look. Because now I'm seeing it even more clear. He's not looking good throughout the world. He's not looking good at home. Like there's a revolution cooking up at home domestically, right? So now it's like I'm surprised there's not a travel advisory to go to America right now with all the ice going on. But Canada, Mr. Carney is playing the chess board real good, right? So at first they asked him about his opinions about Donald Trump. He kept it short and sweet, and he made it like he supports him with the Venezuela situation. But now I really see through that clear. So Trump versus Carney, who's winning right now? Canada's winning. Canada's winning in the favor of all the other countries. Looking good. Canada's winning. A lot of Americans don't want to hear this, but it's true. Like right now, I don't see him doing any deals with China. I don't see him doing any deals with anybody, right? He ain't doing no deals with anybody. All he's doing is talking how he wants to take over this place and he wants to take over that place. He wants to take over everywhere. But check this: if you think the oil is gonna make him rich or America rich, you got to look on the technology how it's going, right? In regards to vehicles and cars and shit like that. It's becoming electric. A lot of cars are becoming not gas fueled, it's becoming electric. So you see what Canada done, right? With China, they're working with China with this whole electric car stuff, right? So the oil won't be that valuable, right? From Venezuela, it's not going to be that valuable. The oil, it will not be that valuable as much because the technology is going to electric vehicles. The mistake Trump done is kind of kicked out Elon Musk and took away, kind of screwed up his contract. Remember, Elon Musk was with Donald Trump, right? Remember that. And he has the best electric car. Bless up. What you saying, Zebra? He has electric cars, Elon Musk, and he was with Trump. Trump got rid of him in a way, like he kind of screwed him with that deal. Now he probably regrets that shit now. And I think Elon Musk was warning him. I think Elon Musk was warning Trump, and Trump did not listen, right? So, this Venezuelan oil or whatever you got there, the only ones who are gonna really want it now is valuable is Russia and some other places, but it's really Russia. This Venezuelan oil is very valuable for. So China looked on this like, yo, we were trying to do a deal with Venezuela, and you guys kind of, you guys took it over. So let's see who else we could deal with. Remember, Canada has a lot of oil too. Canada has a shitload of oil in Alberta, right? They have oil. So perfect deal with China. It's a big blow, kind of a spit in the face to America that Canada is like this with China now, more than ever. So what are you gonna do, Mr. Trump? What's your next move, Mr. Trump? You better worry about your own country. That's what I would say. Worry about your own country because it doesn't look good right now. It does not look good right now. Worry about making America great again. Don't worry about making the world great again because you're spreading your resources too far, right? Worry about America because if you don't worry about America, you're going to lose America because you see what's going on every day, slowly. Resentment for the government, resentment for this ICE. The ICE is like the biggest villain right now in America, and that represents you, Trump. So, Trump versus Carney, who's winning? Who's winning? It's Carney, but you know what's going on now? I don't know where this comes from. There's a lot of movements, or a couple movements, not a lot of movements in Canada people, these groups, these little groups saying they want to split from Canada. One in Alberta, they have a big movement, a good sized movement saying they want to be independent. And then Saskatchewan, another part in Canada, there's a group that says they want to be independent. But it's not everybody from those provinces that are saying that. But the point is, there's these groups that want to be independent from Canada because they're kind of, loyal to Donald Trump in America. They're seeing what's going on in America, and they feel with the whole immigration influx of people, like in America, that Canada is not the same. So I wouldn't. People are saying that it's these groups are being funded by America or influenced by American government. We shall see, but that's what's going on. So there's like an economic war is going on, right? An influential war is going on. But Mark Carney is playing the chessboard really smart, and he got China with China and Canada's like this. America wants that same type of relation, but it's not happening. And I heard years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia or China, but I'm hearing that China owns a lot of America. Like a lot, they have a lot of investment in America. And I'm hearing, was it Saudi Arabia? They have a lot of investment in America. So let's go back to China now. So if China has a lot of investments and how they call it, owns a lot of places in America, um, how this that's not being spotlighted, right? So how much places does America own in China? I want to know how much places do they own a lot of real estate or anything in China? I don't think so, but vice versa, because America loves money and they know that shit, right? China owns a lot probably in America. So who's winning the war? Because there is a war going on right now. It's an economic war right now is going on, and America with Trump trying to put out these tariffs, right? Because it's the economic war to punish the rest of the world. But guess what? It's not working fully because you got like countries are coming together, uniting, doing their deals, and they're leaving out America. That's what's going to happen. People are uniting the world. He's kind of helping, in a way, Trump. He's helping other people unite, right? Because they got a common threat, and it's called Donald Trump with America doing terrors to punish everybody, right? So he is trying to punish everybody, and it's not going to work for a long time. Don't you see? If you were American, I would be worried because after this guy's done being the president, right? When he's finished being the president, how will America be? How will America be when he's finished being the president? You gotta really be scared of this. How it's gonna be. That's why there's a thing called The Last President. There's a book, right? Detailing Mr. Trump. So how he's acting right now, will he want to step down when the time comes of being a president? It's kind of hard to see that, right? I don't think so. I don't think this man wants to give up his position even after when the 3 more years, right? He might be the last president for sure because he's doing a lot of shit. He wants to put America, well, America is in war right now. America is in war. It's wartime, right? You're just not seeing the bodies fall yet. But America is in war right now. And right now they're trying to do economic wars with everybody, but Canada is in the war too. And Canada is winning with the economic side. Canada's winning in the economic war. Even though remember, he tried to put tariffs on Canada, right? And then he took them off. Trump was threatening Canada with the 51st state and putting tariffs on Canada, and realized he can't really do that. He realized he can't really put no tariffs on Canada because it will affect America. Boy, oh boy. And now he wants to do his whole campaign. He's angry because he didn't get certain things what he wanted. Now he's gonna deport a whole bunch of people out of America, or get rid of them. Yeah, he's gonna get rid of a whole bunch of people out of America because he didn't get his way, right? But that means he's losing. You gotta really look on it. He's going all these places like a madman, up and down, like a madman, because he's losing. These tariffs is not enough. He tried all these things, and these tariffs, what he put out, is not enough. So now he's gotta look on certain situations. I'll go there. I'll go there. Right. So by helping Nigeria, say, yo, they got some oil over there, they might help me right here. I got now Venezuela, I got this oil, but he forgot that the world, right, technology is getting more advanced, that they're starting to use electric cars. Electric cars is the future, right? It was in the past, they always had electric cars, but they stopped doing that and they were using gasoline forever. But now they're going back to the electric cars. And Canada has a good relationship with China to produce these electric cars, right? To whatever. They're going to be working in development with these electric cars from China, and they will be sold in Canada. They're going to be sold in Canada. So what America's going to do now? What is America going to do now with this oil? Like, it's not going to affect us. It won't affect Canada, right? Not having that oil, right? It won't affect Canada. So the only people it's gonna affect is maybe Russia, right? Maybe some other countries what was working with Venezuela. But the whole point is, right now he's distracted with all these situations. Meanwhile, Mr. Carney made a trip to China and talked with the Chinese government in meetings about what they could work together with and have good relations. So we are good with China. Mr. Trump can't make Canada any 51st state. That's never going to happen. The 51st state. Throw that shit out there. Um, he wants to go to Greenland. It don't look too good for America to go to Greenland right now. So what's next for Mr. Trump? What's next for him? There's not too much. There's not too much for him to do anymore. All he's gonna do is talk, 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 and put out little threats. What he has to do is deal with his own country, like the guy from Iran was saying the other day. Deal with your own problems. You got something cooking in America right now domestically. You got domestic problems you got to deal with this whole ICE that represents you. You got resentment growing, and right now you're losing. You're losing right now. You're losing the battle in your own country. It looks like he's winning by taking over Venezuela like he did, but you're really losing. So the battle with Carney and Trump is Carney's winning because look, Canadians could go to America with a visa, right? No problem. I think free. I swear I heard something like free, right? And the tariff situation, what was going on, right, between countries or whatever, Canada's good with China with in regards to this tariff stuff. So um, right now, where does that leave America? America right now, this guy is not the guy to talk to China. Mm-mm. Right now, he's not the guy to talk to China. So As you can see, it's Canada versus America right now, economically. And economically, Canada's doing good. He went down, Carney went down to China, and I think he's still there. And they're doing all types of deals. They're doing a lot of energy type of technology deals. And guess who had those deals with China? America has deal. Well, maybe they still have the deals or had deals in clean energy technology. But guess who has that down packed? Carney. He has that. So if America wants to try to act up with China, guess what? China don't need America. That's what's going on. China is building up good relations with other people that they don't need America. So what America's gonna do? That whole 51st state should have never said that. Now it's coming back to haunt you that the place that you wanted or you were talking about, this 51st state, is is doing good with everybody. Good relations, right? And you have bad relations, Trump. I know a lot of people do support Trump. Trump is popular. Yes, Trump is very popular. He's a public figure. He talks a lot. He's very entertaining, Donald Trump. But at the same time, when he's doing all of this, the other leaders are watching him and they're seeing how he talks, they're studying him, and they're making sure that they protect themselves against a guy like this, right? They're making sure they protect themselves against a guy like this. So Trump tried to put a whole bunch of tariffs on people, including China, right? And I think he kind of pulled back certain things too, because he didn't want to suffer uh, certain things in economics, right? So the economic war, what he's trying to put on certain countries, it's not going to work. It's not going to work with everybody. It won't work with China. It won't work with Canada. Maybe Russia it might work with, but it's not working with Canada or it's not working with China. And it's not going to work with maybe some certain other countries, right? So I don't know if you guys heard this, but Canada said they're going to stand with Greenland. If America tries to go to Greenland, Canada's gonna stand with Greenland. That means NATO countries are gonna stand with Greenland. I'm hearing the military is building up with other countries near Greenland. So if Trump is serious saying he wants that no matter what, remember what he said? Trump said he wants to take over Greenland no matter what. It's very important for national security. Guess what? Guess what's going on? They're stopping that shit. So is Trump gonna go to Greenland when all these other countries are up there? Is he really gonna go up there and do anything and take it over? He says if he doesn't do it, China, China will take it over, Russia will take it over. But there's all these other countries are they're ready to defend Greenland against America. So what does that show you? What does that show you? If Canada said they will defend Greenland against America. That shows you a lot of people are not with America. They're not with America. What especially what he's saying, Mr. Trump, right? He doesn't represent all Americans. Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully he doesn't represent all of you, but he is making it like all Americans agree with what he's doing. It kind of seems that way because a lot of people are still quiet. Like I said, a lot of people are quiet. They're very quiet about what he's doing right now. But what he's doing is hurting the country. And Mr. Carney in Canada, I see that he's been playing Trump. He's been playing Donald Trump, right? He plays off of this guy's emotions and shit like that. So he had a meeting with Trump, and Trump was talking about the 51st state right in front of him and stuff, and he responded real good. He responded real good. He says Canada is will never ever be for sale or never ever join America. Right? And the American public heard that shit. He said it right in front of his face. So, you know he's ready for it. What is next, man? So far, this man's just talking about war, using billions of dollars of American taxpayers' money, right, to fund his campaign. He's using billions of dollars of Americans' taxpayers' money to fund his whatever his campaign war, and in America too, because he has to pay those ICE agents. He's paying all these thousands. I don't know how much agents there are, but there's I guess hundreds or a couple thousand to go all through America and harass people. So that's what he's doing. He's paying this ICE agency a good amount of money to just go through America and harass people who they feel are um, illegal and even American citizens. Because what's going on right now, this ICE stuff is affecting American citizens. That's what's going on. And domestically, that is hurting everybody with this ICE shit. So Carney right now is winning. There's some people who don't like Carney in Canada. Yes, there's a lot of people who don't like the liberals in Canada. Tons of people. But it's nothing compared to what's going on in America. Nothing compared to that. But there's tons of people who do not like Mr. Carney at all because he represents the old guard Mr. Trudeau who was there before. But this guy's a different man, completely different. And he's older and he knows the game, right? He knows the game. So what's next? What is next is Trump is going to try to talk to China again because they're losing to Canada. Canada's making deals for clean energy, all types of deals. Canada is making deals for with natural resources and stuff like that, making deals with manufacturing, things like that. There's a big list, right? You can look it up that Canada and China are talking to really develop together. But America, I haven't seen Trump go down to China for a couple of days and talk business besides all this war shit. We haven't heard Mr. Trump go anywhere in the world and talk about mostly business besides fucking domestic shit in other people's countries. So who's winning? What does he care about? Does he really care about the American people or does he care about himself? You gotta look on it. Does he care about the American people or does he care about himself? I think he cares about himself. Yes, because he wants to go out in history as somebody who done all this shit in the world. But the only thing was bad, he's not enriching America. Well, people might think he's enriching America with Venezuela, but nah, he's not doing anything like that. He's not enriching America. You might think it's Venezuela's helping, but how long is he gonna have Venezuela for? And he said they're not leaving until they find somebody who's suitable for that country. So, and he said he went there for America. He said he went to Venezuela for America for the oil, right? Yo, Canada's not gonna go through America to get that oil. They don't give a shit. I think Carney and the government in Canada, they're not gonna even bother with that oil. So you're not holding anybody hostage with that oil for in regards to Canada. And I don't think you're going to hold China hostage for that oil because China could probably get something out of Canada right now. Probably one of the deals is to develop the pipeline, that pipeline more in Canada for the oil to manufacture even more faster. And that will probably be going to China. So who's winning? Who's winning this war? Economic war. Is it America or is it Canada right now? With all these tariffs, what he's put out for the last couple of months, it has affected a lot of people. But what is it doing, these tariffs? What are these tariffs really doing? Is it making America better? He's saying let's make America great again. So one of his main things was to put out tariffs. That's what made America great again, by putting out tariffs. That's the first thing he put out to make America great again. That made people hate America or hate Trump, right? So doesn't look good. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, right? He is hated right now in America himself. He's hated by a lot of citizens, Mr. Trump, and he's hated by different groups. He's hated by a lot of Hispanics. He's hated by the LGBTQ community. He's hated by who else? A lot of women. He's hated by and some some minorities. Now, compared to Carney in his country, Carney's winning. Not everybody likes Carney, but compared to Carney, Carney is winning. There's probably more Americans who like Carney than Trump. There's so much people who hate Trump right now, more than ever. He doesn't give a shit. But like I said, you got people who are LGBTQ who hate Trump. They hate his guts. And you got the feminists who hate his guts 100%. And then you got the other people who he talks about and makes fun of. I just saw a clip recently. He's making fun of transgender or athletes. He's making fun of transgender athletes. So he got a lot of people that have hatred for him all around the world, but especially in America. Got his own people hating him. Don't look good. Don't look good. But for Canada, what looks good is a lot of business from China, right? The second biggest economy in the world has a good deal with Canada. And I'm hearing, I don't know if this is fact, but I swear I heard this, that Canadians could go free visas and shit to whatever, China. You go free. So a lot of people are gonna be going. A lot of Canadians will be able or welcomed to China. Welcomed, welcomed. But can't say the same for Americans, right? So meanwhile, Donald Trump is taking away visas from people, or freezing them. China is giving visas. They're giving visas to Canadians to come, to come. You see that? So Canadians are getting to come to China because they want people to work. They want to work with each other, right? The second biggest economy is working with your neighbor. How does that look? You are the American superpower, and we are right next door to you. Canada and America is like this. But you make bad relations, and now your partner over here, Canada, is working with China instead of you, right? We still Canada still works with America, but It's not the same. So that's why Mr. Trump couldn't put no tariffs hardcore on Canada. Couldn't put no tariffs really hardcore on Canada. When he tried that, he had to double down because your lumber, you need that lumber to build. You need that shit. It's coming from Canada. Electricity, a big amount of their energy, especially the East Coast, guess where it comes? It comes from Canada. So I don't even think a lot of Americans know that a lot of the electricity, especially in the East Coast, is coming from Canada. How much people know that? They don't really know that shit. So now Canada is working with China about, energy efficient stuff, environmental things. A lot of the contracts that America wants with China or was trying to develop with China, guess who got that? Canada. So when people are talking about this whole world war shit, it's already going down. It's going down with the economics. That's how it's going down. It's going down through the economics. Don't be fooled. The World War III is going on right now. Build up. Like I'm saying, will America go to Greenland for real? Will they go to Greenland? And if they go to Greenland, they're putting themselves in another global situation, a global conflict with other countries, with a whole bunch of countries. He doesn't respect NATO. He doesn't respect any rules. He made that clear that he doesn't respect any rules in regards to international uh, I guess law, if you want to call it. He don't care about NATO. He don't care about the UN. What's going to happen if Donald Trump somehow right who's the president in 2028? Let me read that again. Okay. Joseph Smith. What's going to happen if Donald Trump somehow right who's the president in 2028? That's going to be a mystery. That's why a lot of Americans should wonder what's going to happen. What would happen if Donald Trump, for some reason, is the 48th president? Well, they do have a book called The Last President. And that's a good question you brought up. I'm glad you brought that up, Joseph Smith, because I'm looking at it like this. Who is there? Who's the Democrat? What Democrat is known to even if Donald Trump was in there to go against a Republican. But I can't picture it without Donald Trump because like really like who's there? What, Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris? No, no. Who's there? It's gonna be a Republican still. And you're right. He might be the 48th president still. Like what, 3 more years from now, right? Just call it. He's still got 3 more years. 3 more years. And I can't see nobody else. The things what he's doing right now, I don't think he wants to lose any power until he's dead. He's gonna try to fight to keep power. I don't think Donald Trump is gonna go away at all. That's my opinion. Like what you're saying, like what you brought up, 2028. I don't think he's gonna step down as the president, or there's gonna be or a situation's gonna in the world is really going to explode, right? That there's no time for elections. He's gonna. I don't see. You're right. I don't see nobody else but Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is the last president. I'm calling it right now. I think Donald Trump is the last president. There was a meeting going back to Carney. He was in China, right? And what he said, and I said this earlier today, he said in his, I guess, address in China, he said, he was talking at the end, the new world order. So when he's saying the new world order, what does he mean by that? The new world order, right? I would have to go back to what he was talking about and what he was addressing, but the thing he brought up that word, the new world order. And if that, which I believe that's already in place, right? If he's reminding people and talking in a conference in China saying the new world order, who's trying to put order down? Donald Trump. He is trying to put order down through the terrorists, through taking over places, right? And threatening any country he feels that um, is a threat to American national security or doing things to their people. He's stepping in. So the 48th president is possible. It's possible, right? He, I don't think he's gonna step down. I think something's gonna happen, and he's gonna keep that position. Donald Trump. I don't think nobody's gonna take that position away from him until he's dead, basically, until he passes away. That time, what? By time 3 years from now, he'll be like 83 years old. He's gonna keep that position until he's dead. I don't see no elections happening in 2020, 2028. I don't see any elections happening. Right now it's 2026. So 2026, so yeah. And that's near the end, I'm guessing, of 2028, October, near the end, yeah. So by that time, more things are going to come up. By that time, you're going to hear about more situations. Let's see what happens with Venezuela. You notice that's quiet? You're not hearing anything about Venezuela. People should question that. You're not hearing anything. They went there, they bombed there, they took this president out of there. Where's the president? You're not hearing no trial. You're not hearing nothing about this president. They basically kidnapped this guy and his wife. You don't hear anything. That's kind of suspicious, people. No one's questioning that. That's very kind of very suspicious. You go into a place, a country, and you take this guy out and you don't say any, you don't hear about nothing anymore. That's kind of weird, man. That's kind of weird. But like I'm saying, who's winning the chess game is Carney. The Canadian Prime Minister is winning. He was playing it smooth with Trump, saying, "Yo," when they questioned him about this whole Venezuelan thing, he just said, "Yo, I welcome it." Now I see it. I really kind of realize this. Why would he say he welcomed it? He welcomed what Trump done in Venezuela. Just read through the lines. When he's saying, "Yo, I welcome it," he's basically saying this guy's being distracted. He's distracting himself and he's making himself look like a fool by doing what he's doing. He's getting distracted. So he welcomed it because it takes the attention off of Canada. Because all Trump was saying is the 51st state. He wants Canada to be the 51st state. He wants to put tariffs on us. Now, he ain't saying nothing. They just questioned him today about what he thinks about China and Canada, and he's like, "Well, good for them." He said, "Good for them." He didn't say nothing bad. Trump did not say anything bad about Canada. He said, "Good for them," right? So my answer to that, the 58th president, possibly he will be. It's possibly he will be. I don't see no 2028 elections coming. I don't see any 2028 elections coming. And there's nobody to go against them. Nobody to go against them. This man wants power until he's dead. He's not going to give up any power that easily. He wants full power until he's dead. What do you think about that? Full power. Full power. That's what he's doing right now. But the only thing was hurting, and it's really hurting a lot of Americans, is this domestic shit he's doing. And that's why Canada is winning, because he is hurting his people with this friggin' ice. He's hurting his people with this ice domestically. It's growing every day. Resentment is growing all through America. People are going out in the streets. You're starting to see other groups uh, come up. You're seeing Black Panthers. Black Panthers are coming up. You're seeing them starting to come out in the streets. You have this other group, a Black militant group now, coming out saying they're going to defend the people against the ice, and they know their rights. So now you have a militant group that been quiet for a long time. For a while, they've been quiet. They went underground for a little bit. They've always been there, but being quiet. Now this is an excuse to come out. You got Black Panthers coming out. Remember, soon you're gonna see probably the Ku Klux. Well, someone is telling me that some of the ICE members are probably people who are like white supremacists. A lot of them are white supremacists. So civil war, like I had an early episode, civil war definitely is going to be happening in America. So by time Trump is finished, the civil war will continue because he started it, right? He just started. So for Canada now, that makes us look real good. That makes Carney look real good, right? And America has to deal with these domestic problems, and possibly domestic terrorism will happen down there. So who's winning, Carney or Trump? Who's winning right now? It's Carney. And if Trump goes into Denmark, it's going to hurt America even more. It's going to hurt them even more, right? Canada's willing to defend Greenland. I was saying Denmark, I mean Greenland, because Denmark is right there. Like Denmark saying they're going to defend Greenland. NATO's going to defend, all the nations part of NATO are going to defend Greenland. Canada, like I said, Carney said, we stand with Greenland. We stand with Greenland. Let's see if Trump's going to talk now. Let's see the response from Donald Trump in regards to Greenland and Canada saying, we will stand with Greenland, and these other countries saying, we will stand with Greenland. So is Trump going to make the American military go against the world? Is Trump going to make the American military go against the world? Because that's what it looks like right now. You go to Greenland, you're going to have Canada, you're going to have the UK, you're going to have Denmark, you're going to have a whole bunch of people come out just to defend, right? Imagine being dumb enough to think sending your most strategic and closest ally to your most notorious economic rival. It's all part of the plan. Well, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, China is a big economic rival to America. So by whatever Trump has done, it has forced, or it has just enlightened the Prime Minister of Canada to do his moves. Let me read this again from Andrew Cox. Imagine being dumb enough to think sending your most strategic and closest ally to your most notorious economic rival is all part of the plan. Well, I don't know what America's planning, but right now, what Canada's planning is a big partnership, which is already there, partnership with China, a good partnership with China, even though Canada in the past might have criticized China for human rights before, right? But now they have electric cars that is going to be coming into Canada, and Canada might help with the development with these electric cars from China. And then they're going to kind of ease on the tariff stuff. Canada and China is going to work through this tariff stuff. And then there's going to be free visas for all Canadians. All Canadians could go to China, no problem, right? So these tariff stuff now is not going to be bad for Canada with China. What's going on? China literally has stated they want to buy Greenland as have Russia. That could be true. That could be true, but America's trying to buy Greenland. They're saying they would buy Greenland because they said if they don't take it over or you guys don't or Greenland doesn't come to them, that Russia or China will take it. But I think because Canada is doing all of this stuff and China respects Canada, right? I don't think that's going to happen now. I think Canada has a lot of natural resources to pay, kind of, if you want to call it like this, pay off China to make China happy. To You get what I'm saying? A lot of deals they're doing. So it's like, okay, we'll leave Greenland alone because the only reason we want Greenland is for a lot of the natural resources. Yeah, they're making a bigger deal because it's Trump saying it. It is all it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're making a big deal because it's the way how he's doing things. It's the way how he's doing things, and yeah, how he's saying it. But he's losing a lot because he's fighting many battles. He's all over the place. He's all over the place, right? He definitely isn't just trying to invade or take over. So, okay, he says he wants to take over, he wants to invade, right? But it's not just that. He wants natural resources. He wants the natural resources of the places. But in regards to going to Greenland, I don't that's not gonna happen. Because if it was to happen, it's just going to create a bigger world conflict. It's just going to create people to start to, like I said, Canada said they will stand with Greenland. Basically, Europe said they will stand with Greenland. A lot of people will stand with Greenland. And now that Canada has made a deal with China, China probably is backing off from Greenland right now. The only person who is kind of angry in the shadows is Russia. Russia's probably like, oh, where's our deal? We're left out. Russia's left out in the cold. That's why Russia's interest is in Africa. Russia's interest is more like in Africa right now with Burkina and maybe some other African countries. So that's what they're doing on their front. Russia's really looking to Africa. Uh, Trump wants to deal with Africa, guaranteed with Nigeria, but something is going on in Africa we really don't know about. It's really kind of in the shadows what Russia and America is doing. I know China's already in Africa. China's been in Africa already. They already secured their shit in Africa. It's just right now Trump is doing too much, I think. Mr. Trump is doing too much. He says he wants to make America great again, but he's making people hate again America. You get what I mean? He's making people hate again America. So, right now, economically, how's America going to look in 3 years? How is it going to look in 3 years? If you were American, you should ask yourself that. What do you think America is going to look like in 3 years? Especially, he's doing shit domestically at the same time internationally. You know what I think is going to happen? I think domestic terrorism is going to get bigger. That's what's going to happen. Let me say it one more time. I think domestic terrorism is going to get more bigger, and it's build he's building a monster right now, because what's going on with this ICE is making other groups come out. Like I said, the Black Panthers, they've been showing them, and then you're going to see these other militias start coming out who might not fully believe in what Trump is doing with the ICE. And that's going to create these independent militias to fight against ICE. Do you want that to happen? And then America won't be great again. So, meanwhile, he's trying to do that cleansing, and he's trying to kick people out and do all this shit, right? It won't make America great again if you have a lot of domestic terrorism going on. How is that great again? Right? And at the same time, Canada's looking good because Carney's not doing that. You're going to have a whole bunch of people coming to Canada now. I'm not saying that's going to be a good thing, but you're going to have people loving Canada even more now. Even some Americans might say, shit, I'm going to Canada too. I'm going to go, especially if Trump doesn't step down. People are calling him a dictator. Right now, they're calling this guy a dictator. They're calling him a big dictator. So you got America split. You got people who trust Trump and people who hate Trump. So right now in Canada, nothing is perfect, but who's winning right now? Mr. Carney is winning. He is winning this on a world stage. That's what's going on. He is winning on the world stage right now, right? And a lot of people are scared, like I said, to talk against Trump in America, what he's doing. But people in the world are gonna, like, you're not doing good with the economics. This tariff shit's not helping. What does he think by putting these tariffs out to all these countries that it's a good thing? No, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And he is angry right now. You're going to hear him talk about Canada more. He's going to talk about Canada because Canada is very good with China, and America's not really that good with China. They're trying hard, trying very hard. But we got the contract. Canada got the contract, the car contract, electric cars, right? And could go to China no problem. Welcome to China, right? The second biggest economic power. So that means Canadians could go live in China and do business in China. No problem. Easy, right? Meanwhile, America is charging Canadians an arm and a leg to go there, I'm hearing. And then you want to check Canadians' bank accounts, and you what else do you want to do? Check Canadian social media. Who really wants to go to America from Canada with all that shit? There should be a travel advisory. So he wants to see your bank account. He wants to see your social media, and and they want to charge a lot for Canadians to go to America. Guess what? It's hurting already. I'm hearing someone told me from America that Canadians are the ones who's making Las Vegas basically run. They're the biggest tourists, right? I think what's the percentage? I think they bring 70% or something like that. Canadians, I didn't even know this. 70% of the business in Las Vegas is from Canadians. And then you got Florida too. A big percentage of Canadians, they call them snowbirds or whatever. They're the ones who's bringing a lot of the money into Florida. So now you're frigging with money for your own people. Now you're gonna make Canadians don't want to. They're not want. They don't want to really go to America like before. And these are the ones with the money, the ones who go to They go to Las Vegas for a good time. And remember, our dollar, the Canadian dollar is less, but these people could afford to go to Las Vegas and put down a lot of money. Think of it. And then Florida, those places are hurting without Canadian tourists. So who's winning? Who is winning, man? I guarantee there's some people who probably getting laid off soon in the next year or two. You're gonna see people getting laid off in Las Vegas because no Canadians will be going there. In Florida, a lot of businesses will probably be probably getting hurt right now because no Canadians are going there. March break comes, they're gonna get hurt because no Canadians are going there. So this guy's just hurting America, even though he's saying make America great again. What is great going on? I want to know what is great going on. I need an American to tell me what is great going on for America right now, what he's doing. The only thing great what he's doing for some people in America is deporting some people that Americans don't like. That's the only thing he's doing. So how is he making America great again right now? How is he doing it? That's what I want to know. What is he doing? He's not doing no business deals what could help America. He thinks that what it was called Venezuela, what he's doing there is going to help him, but electric vehicles, new technology has came in, and countries are developing are going to that now. The gasoline shit is the old shit, so you have to deal with people like Russia, and they don't even have a good relationship. It's on and off, America and Russia, and who else you're gonna deal with? China, you kind of had a meeting with China. I don't know if that really went good, right? You're trying to kiss China's ass the other day, Trump. I don't know if that went good, but so far, this meeting I seen with Carney in China, that's doing good. That's a big deal, man. They have a whole list of stuff they're gonna be doing. There's a whole list that Carney went down there and he's doing. And you know what? Carney, he knows about economics. He's an economic prime minister. This guy was what? The minister, I think, of finance for Canada. This guy handled, I think, the UK bank. He was doing something in Europe too with their banking system. This guy was in America, I think. I think he was doing something even in New York. Carney knows about economics, so he knows how to play the game. So Trump is scared right now. He ain't saying it, but he's scared of Mr. Carney. He cannot fool Mr. Carney. As much as he's a billionaire and shit like that, Carney knows the numbers. He knows the numbers game, right? He knows how to talk to other countries about finance and economics, right? So he won China's heart. Trump, yo, I don't see you talking too much business. What all he's talking when you see him on television or whatever, social media, he's just doing all this gimmicky shit, disrespecting people. He's saying we're gonna go over and take over. That's all he's saying. We want to take over Greenland. That's it. He's not saying anything that is intelligent in regards to finance, economics, or whatever. He's not talking about no money. All he's talking about is takeover, which will just cause social problems more in America, right? So if you're American, you got to be scared right now. These are some dark times right now because you have an internal situation going on, and then you got an international, right, situation going on. Two situations going on. He's fighting home and he's fighting outside. Two things. Very big. Could America handle it? So people are gonna say, yes, they got the biggest army. You're so strong, but you're really weak socially at home. Really weak, right? Why people talking about moving out of Canada? What the only people talking about moving out of Canada is the people who have money. Most people can't move out of Canada. That's bullshit. The people who are saying they're moving out of Canada are the people who came to Canada, right? And they haven't been here. They're not born Canadians. Where are they gonna go? For you to leave Canada, you gotta have money. For you to go to America, especially from Canada, you have to have. You're not the average Canadian. You're somebody who's basically pretty well off. Who's leaving Canada? Nobody is leaving Canada with the stuff what you get in Canada compared to America. Where they're gonna go? The only place they'll go is maybe China right now. Free visas, free. You go. They'll go to there because there's a deal going on. Where are they gonna go? And I'm saying that Frank, right? Where they moving? I I want to know. No average Canadian could afford to go move out of Canada. No. So that is fake news. That is fake news. Only Canadians is a limited few who will move out of Canada. Go where? Where are they gonna go? America? If they're gonna go to America, you better have money. You better have some type of education because where are you gonna go to work at an average job? You could in America. You got to have good health insurance or some type of insurance for your health. People are in luxury in Canada. It's a luxury in Canada. If only people knew. It's luxury in Canada. I say it again. Compared to America, the poor people here is different than the poor people in in America. It's completely different. Completely different. I tell you, it's not the same. No one's moving. The only people are moving are people who have money. So right now, I feel sorry for a lot of Americans because you have this group what's going around, right? Like they're above the law and they're abusing American citizens, not just people who are not from uh, who are undocumented people. They're going after American citizens. I said it. This people have to realize this. They don't know. They can't tell who is undocumented unless they hear you talk, unless they have evidence, and then they'll know. Oh, that person, you're not really American. Where were you born? They're gonna go after everyone. They're going after every single person. And right now, there's stories of American citizens, not people from Somalia, not people from another country, born blooded Americans, red blooded Americans, getting assaulted by the ICE, getting hurt by the ICE. So, you guys have a lot of problems. Canada is laughing a lot of the times watching this all. So I know you just talked to me the other day about if ICE comes to Canada, you said they wouldn't dare it many rich important, right? Maybe could it be BBC that's rich is moving? Okay. Right now, ICE is not going to come to no Canada. We have our own type of thing too. He's been getting hard on immigrants. I'll say that too. Mr. Carney's not no altar boy. He's no altar boy. They have stopped a lot of immigrants from coming. They have, I guess, even before Trump. I'm gonna bring this up, Mr. Carney. Carney has I think what you call frozen visas or freeze visas. He has done that already. He already had his campaign already. It's just quiet, more silent. You don't need no ICE. We got a group like that already. They already been deporting people already. Tons of people from Canada. They've been doing that. He's just silent with it. We don't need no ICE. They already doing that, man. ICE is different. ICE is not just trying to deport people or capture these undocumented citizens now. They're doing other shit now. Domestically in America, they're doing all types of shit to American citizens, right? What you're saying, could it be BC? The rich is moving. Yeah, the rich, if they're moving, they're not moving to America though. They might, some of them, they're gonna move to China. They're gonna move to the West Indies. They're gonna move to even maybe certain parts of South America. They're going to move to other places. They're not going to America. Hell no. Maybe one or two of them. It's not a big population of Canadians are going to go to America now. No. Mm-mm. You're not going to get a big population of Canadians going to America now. Mm-mm. They'll go anywhere else, but they're not going to go to America right now. Mm-mm. No. The only way they're going to go to America is that they got something already down there. That's it. What about Greenland? They might go there. It's making people realize what Greenland has. Maybe they might go there. I don't know if Greenland is any place attractive for Canadians. They'll just stay in Canada. You don't need to go to Greenland. Why? Why go to Greenland? The only thing Carney says, you'll defend Greenland. That's it. Why? Why? What's in Greenland? What's attractive about Greenland? Really? Like, Canadians just don't probably like what Trump is doing, and Carney is trying to just be that, defend Greenland. But we're not gonna go to any. I don't see Canadians don't want to go to no Greenland. Straight up, respect to Greenland, but Canadians, you got Alberta. You know how much big provinces we have. You know how much provinces we have. What are huge? You could fit a couple states in in a province. You could fit a couple states in a province if you don't know, right? What you don't need to. Why are you gonna go to Greenland? There's so much. You have Saskatchewan, you got Ontario, you got Alberta, you got BC. It keeps going. Big provinces. Canadians don't need to go to anywhere. You could just stay right in Canada. Don't need to go any place. And the only reason Canadians leave is for vacation in the sun. That's it. Go to Jamaica, go to Cuba, go to Mexico, go to South America, go to Europe, and go to America. That's what Canadians will do. They ain't gonna go to maybe go to Greenland to visit, not to live. Canadians probably rather live in America. They probably rather live in America before they go live in Greenland. Straight up. No joke. As much as the ICE is doing, they'll go live in America before they go to Greenland. Right? So the only thing right now, man, Carney is playing the chessboard, man. He's playing the chessboard real good. And Trump is like, he's wondering what move should I make? What move should I make? Right? He's caught. He's caught. He's caught up. He's caught up with all these distractions, man. All these distractions when you should be making some. You're a businessman. See, this is what hurts Trump the most. Trump is a businessman. And now you're not doing any business. Like, I know you're the president, but where's the business what Trump's supposed to be doing? I expected Trump as a businessman to really be helping America with the finance. I guess the tariffs supposed to be it, but I'm expecting Trump as a businessman to really be like, hitting it like these big projects for America and really make America great again and shit like that. There's the money. They got billions and billions, trillions of dollars. I'm thinking, he's going to make America so great because he's this businessman, right? But now you got this prime minister outsmarting him, doing business deals better than him as a leader. That's why today, when they asked him that question, what he thinks about China and Canada talking, he says, good for them. But he looked like he was pissed off, like, shit, man. These guys are doing deals. These guys are doing deals and they're cooperating. He looked like he felt left out, right? Trump looked like he felt left out of this whole thing. Boy, more is to come. More is to come. I don't know what you guys, how you guys feel, but you remember this, like Simpsons? You remember the Simpsons? When they say that he's gonna be going down an escalator and assassination, assassination, two, correct me if I'm wrong, it was two attempted assassinations, right? Two attempted assassinations. Trump reminds me right now of this what's his name? Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson, he's a working man, but they put him in charge of a big power plant. And he's not too smart. He's not too smart, Homer Simpson, but he's in charge of this power plant that powers the whole entire town. They put him in charge. That's what Trump is doing, kind of like, right? He is like Homer Simpson, in charge of the biggest superpower in the world. But damn, it could be dangerous if he just pushes that button, right? Just pushes that button. That's what this guy is right now. Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson. And people still don't care. They like him. They like this guy, what he's doing. They love what this guy is doing, man. He got an audience. I have to admit, he's entertaining, but sometimes being too much entertainment could hurt you. He's very entertaining, but sometimes being too much with the entertainment can hurt you, right? So, what deals is Trump gonna do? I'm waiting to see Trump with a business deal with a country, like a real good business deal. I'm waiting. That's what's going to help Americans. If you're American, you should be questioning that. You should be saying, "Yo, where is the business deals this guy's doing with other countries? What you should be questioning that. You should be asking, wondering, where is the deals? You should be questioning what's going on. What is he doing with your country? Where's all the deals, man? Like I'll be look at Canada, man. Canada is doing good with China. Why aren't you doing the same shit? But the only thing he's doing, he wants to be like a dictator and take over the fucking countries. That's what he's saying. I'm just gonna take over this shit. And there's people who agree with him. There's people who agree with him. So his strategy to make America great again is take over shit. Don't talk with people. Don't do no type of deals. I don't have the brains to do that. I just want to take over shit. Do some gangster shit. Take it all over. Right? That's what how he deals with things. He's not trying to be civil about it and say, "Yo, let's talk numbers." The other day, I thought he was gonna do that with China. Like he kind of made it look like he's doing that with China. Like when he took over Venezuela and says, "Yo, all the contracts what people had, yo, you guys gotta come to me and talk to me about this Venezuela oil. Come to me and talk to me, right?" And some I think they questioned him about a big oil company, is it Chevron or something like that? Someone questioned him about that, and he didn't really want to talk about that too much. So, Mr. Carney, the Canadian Prime Minister, is winning this, right? Face to face, right now, he's winning this. So, guess who has to come to Canada? Mr. Trump. Trump has to come to Canada. He's going to have to come talk to Carney. He's going to have to bow down to Carney. Isn't that funny? He's going to have to bow down to Carney 100%. That's how it seems. All that big talk, 51st state. You remember that? Hey, 51st state. Why don't you guys become the 51st state? Be part of us. Now you're hearing this. We don't need Canada. Now you're hearing this resentment. Oh, we don't need Canada. We don't need Canada. So where the fuck are you gonna get your lumber from? If you don't need Canada, where are you getting your lumber from? Let's do some research. Google that shit. Where does America get a big percentage of the lumber from? And you don't need Canada? Let's do some research. Where does America get a lot of their energy from? Like, especially in the East Coast. It's not Canada, or is it Canada? Google that shit and see where it's coming from. So, correct me if I'm wrong. He says he doesn't need Canada, but you're using Canadian energy for a lot of your cities. Hmm. You're saying you don't need Canada, but you need a lot of the lumber to make houses and construction. So you don't need Canada now. Boy, boy, I have to. This is history. He really wants to make history for for the whole world, Mr. Trump, right? At the price of his own people suffering. At the price of his own people suffering, he wants to make history, claiming now your biggest trading partner, you don't need anything from them. Stop the bullshit. Because every hour, every second, there's vehicles from Canada, right? Going through that border, bringing a lot of shit into America. And yes, a lot of stuff from America is coming into Canada. So what are you talking about, Trump? And anybody in America, if you do believe that bullshit, that's that's pure bullshit. You need Canada 100%. 100%. The borders of Canada are right with America. You need Canada. And Carney knows that. And that's why Trump took off them damn tariffs off of a lot of shit in Canada, from Canada. Boy, it's a new age. It's a new age. Trust me, man. Trust me. It's a new age. And Carney, for world leaders, is winning. Carney's winning. All these countries, what you try to make suffer under this tariff shit, it's not gonna work for long. It's not working. It's not gonna work for long, Mr. Trump. So what are you gonna do? You want to take over the world? If it's up to him, he will take over the world, right? And I mentioned Mr. Carney put it through the other day. It makes you wonder. Sometimes you might think the person who's the loudest is in control. But Carney in the meeting in China, and they'll try to erase this. Maybe they'll try to, what it's called, not make this really seen or promoted. And so far, I haven't really seen anybody repost what this man has said. Carney, he mentioned the New World Order in the meeting in China. The New World Order. So everybody's going to look on America as the head of the New World Order. That's obvious. Isn't that too obvious? People are going to look on Mr. Trump as the head of the New World Order. What if it was Canada that's really the head of this New World Order? And Trump knows that. What if Canada has weapons, what you never expected, and something that America cannot even um, defend, and they know that. So don't look on the obvious just because it's big bad America that they could just take over everybody. Obviously, how I hear Carney speaking spicy the other day, that they will stand with Greenland if America tries to go and attack Greenland, right? Carney's very confident. Carney is very confident, right? So remember that. Do your research. Look it up. So, how Mr. Trump talks, you got this guy talking all the time, every single day he is talking. And then you got Carney. He doesn't talk as much. The only time he comes out to talk is about how he's going to help Canada. The only thing I don't like what he's done, Carney, is saying he's using billions of dollars. This is showing Canada has money. You're spending billions of dollars to help Ukraine. That's the only shit I don't like. You're taking billions of dollars from Canada to help Ukraine. But I kind of see the strategy, what he's doing. He's using the money to help Ukraine fight Russia because Canada doesn't really have a good relationship with Russia. So instead of fighting, using our military to fight and help Ukraine, let's financially enrich Ukraine with money and they could fight Russia, right? And so Canada is a part of that war. Canada, they said, we stand with Ukraine. So what Canada will do, if America was to just say attack Greenland, they'll pay them. They'll just give them money for weapons. That's what would happen. Money for weapons. Weapons to fight, right? That's what's going to happen. Canada's going to give billions or, yes, hundreds of millions to Greenland to defend against anyone like America that thinks they're going to take them over. Yes, that's what's going to happen. 100%. So, Canada knows how to do um, business out there. Carney will do that. Carney's gonna give billions of dollars to Greenland if it gets if it gets to that. So is America ready for that? Is America ready for that? If I was American, you want to kick this guy out right now. You want to kick Mr. Trump out right now before it gets even worse, because it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better, right? I'm from Canada. We hate the States now, always have, but we just been nice. It's true. Jay Peter, it's true. It's true. We're just being nice, but he's being smart, right? Jay Peter, Carney's smart. You got to play the game really slick. He's playing it good. He's playing it really good. He's outsmarting Trump. Let's be straight up. He's outsmarting Mr. Donald Trump. And he's kind of making him look like a fool on the world stage, right? Yes, Canada's being nice. Everybody thinks the Canadians are the nice people. That's a that's the good camouflage. Canadians are nice. Very good camouflage. But guess what? That's a good weapon of defense. The nice Canadian. The nice Canadian is a great defense, people. Trust me. It's an illusion, the nice Canadian. Meanwhile, he's fooling Trump. You have to look at this. When Trump done what he done in Venezuela and saying all of this other crazy stuff, what he wants to do out there in the world, you see Carney, he made sure he done a trip right now. It's like an emergency trip to China. He made sure he secured something. He secured a great partnership with the second biggest economy in the world. He made sure he done that. Realize that. He made sure he secured a great partnership. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? A great partnership in the world. He secured that. Like I said, to be continued. To be continued. Let's see what Trump will say about Canada now. Let's see if he's going to keep hating Canada now. Will he sit his ass down and deal with Canada and well, he kind of did take off some of those tariffs, but will he just stop talking about this 51st state, which he kind of did? I have to give him that. He kind of did. He stopped talking about the 51st state. He kind of did. So, what's next? What is next? Hopefully, it's not war with Canada, because if he tries to go to Greenland, 100% there will be Canada will be standing with Greenland, and a whole bunch of other countries will be standing with Greenland, and probably in that deal, some way secretly with China, saying if America goes to Greenland, you guys are already up there. That's what America's saying. You guys are close by there. We know that you guys are up there. So if America wants to go up there to take over anything, we're good with you, China. We're good. So will you help us if needed to? Because in that meeting, they were talking about world issues. Just go look up the meeting. Basically, defense, support. and shit like that. So the message what's being sent to Mr. Trump from Carney is if you fuck with us, you're going to have to deal with China 100%. The China, what you don't want to deal with. You're going to have to deal with China if you frig with us. That's what the message is out there. And I don't think America wants to deal with that. Even though America has a powerful military, right? Superpower, you will get you'll get hurt still by China. China already threatened America. I don't know if you've seen a couple clips went viral a couple of days ago, right? They said they basically will respond if America thinks that they're going to bully China. They will respond. So if you're American, you should be scared of your leader, what he's doing in the world, because he represents you guys. He represents you guys. He should be doing business deals like Carney. He shouldn't be talking about any friggin' conflicts. He should be doing business deals with Carney instead of, um, oh, I want to take over Greenland. I'm taking over this place. I'm going to go to Iran. Well, I want to do all types of shit. Should be doing business deals to help America be really great again. Bring investment into America. Because right now, a lot of people are going to leave America. I'm hearing Disney and Marvel, they're leaving America to go to UK and Canada. Did you hear that news? Disney, Marvel, leaving America to go to Europe and Canada. That's an example. Do you want more companies to leave America like that? Do you really want that? You know how much jobs I think they said? Like, I think it was 29,000 jobs are going to be affected when they leave and go to the UK. Bless up, bless up. What are you saying? Yes, 29,000 jobs. What are you saying? Tevlar 555, thanks for tapping in. 29,000 jobs or something. 30,000 jobs are going to be affected. Going to be affected if Marvel and Disney leaves America. That's going to happen. It is happening. So, who's winning? This is an economic war. World War III in motion. Economic war going, and Canada is winning. Canada's winning against Trump. Carney's winning against Trump right now. They just secured that deal with China, a couple of deals, a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, electric cars. I think they're giving Canada 49,000 electric cars, and Canada is going to be working with China with their new electric cars. I think it's called EV, right? And then what else they're going to be doing? Free visas. Canadians could travel to China, no problem. No problem. They're going to be able to, if you're Canadian, yo, you're good. You could go to China. That's what Carney secured, right? And then what else he's going to do? Um, yes, environmental things. A lot of environmental technology is going to be developed with Canada and China. And I think America had that deal on the table, or they've been doing that with China. So China's going to get rid of that shit. You see, America, we don't want to work with you with that shit anymore. We don't want to work with you with that. And Canada has something very important, very valuable to China, and it's canola oil. There's canola oil, and I forgot what else. There's a whole bunch of other shit they got. What's valuable? Canada for China. China loves the canola oil. They love using that. They love the canola oil. Remember that. So, dark days for America, man. Dark days for America, right? Like right now, the biggest news, and this is the distraction, and it sounds bad what I'm gonna say, but the biggest distraction is the ice. The biggest distraction is the ice. The biggest distraction is what's going on right now in America. This ice shit is a distraction because there's something else what is going on, right? More sinister shit is going on. But the ice thing is probably the biggest thing on social media showing America right now. It's a big distraction. Trust me. You guys gotta wonder what else is going on, right? Bless up, Peter. Trust Scott. What is going on? There's some type of distraction. You guys give me your opinions in the chat. I want to hear bad or good. People are scared to talk and express themselves. I swear a lot of Americans are scared of Donald Trump right now. A lot of Americans are really scared because the ICE is not just going after immigrants or whatever undocumented citizens, it's going after American citizens, right? So you're probably going to see a lot of Americans. This is another thing. A lot of Americans are going to start to leave. They're starting to leave. They're going to Canada. A lot of Americans are going to go to Canada. It is happening. It is happening. I've seen it. It's happening. Americans are leaving. Thousands are leaving. If you have American dollars, you have a good amount of money, you could do good in Canada. How much Americans know that? I'm not saying no broke American. What I'm saying, well, even them, they have a good chance of doing well in Canada too. But if you have some type of career, if you have some type of money, you don't have to be rich, but you have a home and stuff, you sell that home and you come to Canada, you're going to do pretty good, probably better than the person who's Canadian. You're going to be doing good. Most Americans who are in Canada are pretty good. They're doing pretty good, even better than the Canadian. So this you guarantee probably is going to be like what do you call it? I don't want to say refugees, but you're going to see a big influx of Americans leaving America, coming to live in Canada. 100%. There's already a lot of them here in Canada, but a lot of them are going to leave America. They've been leaving. Yeah, they've been leaving America. Thousands, thousands been leaving. Yeah. So I don't think a lot of certain Americans know that or believe that, but it is happening. It's happening. More Americans are coming to Canada than Canadians going to America. 100%. 100%. And remember, the American dollar is pretty good. The American dollar is pretty good. So you come to Canada, you got more money. More money. Think about leaving. I think about leaving. Are you American, Peter Truscott? Tell me, are you American? Because if you're American, you could do good in anywhere in Canada. Anywhere you go in Canada, you'll do good. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you, maybe some people don't give some Americans the knowledge to know, but anywhere in Canada, if you have a home and you sell your home, or if you have some type of career or trade, especially a trade nowadays, if you're American who knows how to build like construction, or you have some type of trade, oh shit, or you're a plumber or something, you're doing you're doing good in Canada. You're well off, especially if you're a plumber in America. You come to Canada, you're rich. You start working here a couple of years, you well off. You're gonna be doing good compared to the average Canadian. A lot of people don't know that. anyone from America who comes to Canada does better than even the Canadian. You're doing good, man. You're gonna get it. You'll get a job like that, no problem. Less crime. It's not perfect. Less crime. Similar environment. It depends what state are you from. I don't know what state you're from, but similar environment. The food is good, no different. Canada is not like it's far too different than America. It's just Canada, and it's less crime, and it's multicultural too. But there's places where there's just white people too. But if you're if you're a person who want to be around your own people, nothing wrong with that. There's places where there's just white people. You'll never see anyone but just white people too, right? So if you're one of those who just right, that's how it is. A lot of people educate yourself about other places, man. You might want to move, right? Canada's just right next door. If you're a cowboy, go to Calgary. It's just like Texas, just cold, right? Um, if you like the West Coast, like California, it's not as hot. No snow really comes there. Vancouver, just go to Vancouver. It don't really snow there at all. It's probably feeling like spring right now. And in the east of Toronto, I mean Canada's cold, like Toronto, Montreal, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and some other places. That those places are cold, but I don't think a lot of Americans really know about Canada. They just hear about Canada and think it's like some maybe igloos and shit like that. And we know a lot about America, but what do Americans know about Canada? Stuck in the system, too much police harassment. Oh, so you got a record. See that? See, I always hear that shit too. Like the record stuff will catch you, man. If you got a record, that will hurt. But actually, what I'm saying now, if you're American and you got a record now coming to Canada, I don't know. I think a lot of people get through. I don't want to just promote that, but a lot of people get through, even if they have records. They get through Canada. There's been people who get through Canada still. I have to admit. The other way around, if you have a record from Canada, you ain't getting into America. No, 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 no. But the other way around, if you have a record from America, it's probably easier to hide and get through Canada. Remember, you had a guy like Biden who was just making people come through, especially that time. That's why all the shit is going through. Biden was just, and that administration was making people just free. Oh, just you could get through them freely and shit like that. That's what was going on, man. Biden and them was just letting thousands of people get through. That was the perfect time for you to come here. Biden and them was just making anybody just go anywhere they want, right? And the tons of people was coming from America, the undocumented, what it's called, people. A lot of them were coming from America. I seen them. I was like wondering, like a lot of Africans was coming. They had hotels putting up Africans. They had hotels putting Africans up. I'm like, where did these Africans come from? It wasn't straight from Africa. They were coming from America. Where did all these Haitians come from? It wasn't coming from Haiti. They're coming from America. There's tons of them were coming through. Like even I heard a lot of stories. A lot of people were coming through. I don't know. Like America was just letting them in. Biden was just letting people in easily. And that's why Trump feels he has to do this cleansing and make America great again because of all the other shit what's been going on and Mr. Biden. But right now, Carney is winning the whole thing right now. He's winning. 100%. I'm sorry. He's winning, right? I know there's a lot of Trump supporters, a lot of Trump supporters. I'm wondering if the support of Trump is going down right now. I'm wondering if it's going down because it probably is. The support is probably going down because all the stuff what's going on domestically. You have his ICE going out there and just sweeping people like they're hurting people. They're hurting people. So and they represent Trump, right? I think America is becoming more of a police state. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is kind of like if you believe in um, revelations, if you believe in there's yeah, it is a police state. You know what? Sorry to say, they make movies on this. They have made movies on this and shit. And you know what? I'm glad he brought that up with the police state. They ha- they America gives messages, right? And they have put clues out there in the movies. There's a whole bunch of movies based on what's going on right now. You say police state, right? I'm gonna put some movies out there for you to watch or look it up if you haven't watched them. Escape from New York, Escape from LA. Watch those movies, right? I'll say it again. Escape from New York and Escape from LA. And that is a that whole movie is based off of what you just said. America in a police state. And me myself, I want to watch those movies over again. But what else is there? There's a couple others like this, with like what Trump is doing, basically. It's a mixture of the Purge too. I hope you know if you ever watched the Purge. If you watch the Purge, they changed the Constitution, right? The rules. There was a revolution. There was a revolution. Something like a civil war happened in America, right? Watch the Purge. They have, I think, part one, part two, or something like that. And I said, Escape from New York, Escape from LA. Watch that. What else is there now? Uh, this is going a little further, but kind of similar, right? Um, Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone, right? That one. Um, there's even more I'm not even mentioning. But the police state, it is a police state fully. But when they do this police state, it's going to make revolution. And revolution is bloody. Revolution is very bloody. They're locking down every state fully. And as much as it's not a good thing, it's a good thing in the eyes of Mr. Trump, right? So, in regards to that, we'll get these people who, like refugees, coming to Canada. A lot of Americans are going to have more resentment as time goes. Bloody pain for America. Yeah, right now, I could tell you, you guys could go on social media. I guarantee, right? When I go back, I myself will be on there. I guarantee there's a whole bunch of ICE attacks. I guarantee there's some news stories of ICE doing some shit. 100%. I put money on it. Like, if I could, yeah, put money on it. I guarantee there's some news stories of ICE doing all types of shit right now. Till right now, there's a story going on right now. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. The other day, a police, what, I forgot which police it was. This sheriff, I forgot which state it was. She was saying that the ICE ain't law enforcement, and if I see them in my city, I'm gonna lock them up. You know what happened to her after she said that? After she said that, In response, I think it was Donald Trump or somebody from the government said something and she was quiet. She quiet down. She quiet her ass down. This is a police officer who is saying ICE ain't law enforcement. If we see them, we're gonna lock them up. Did she lock any ICE up? No. And do you hear her talking anymore? Silent. So it is a police state under Donald Trump. Special police. Now, this is what I'm going to say now, right? Before it happens. Big supporter of Trump, right? And I got to talk about this, even though Carney I've been talking about, right? You got Joe Rogan criticizing Trump, and he's Trump's friend. Remember the other day I said which celebrities have came out and talked against Trump? Because everybody's been scared to talk against Trump. Joe Rogan, Trump's been busy, but now he's probably filtering out certain things on social media. Well, you're next, Joe Rogan. Don't be surprised he's coming for you, Joe Rogan, and dig up something on you. Just be careful, Joe Rogan, biggest podcaster in the world, right? Once you humble up, the government's gonna silence you. Yes, you're right. And he silenced that police chief. He silenced that police chief. Oh, I'm going to arrest anybody who's an ICE who does whatever. It's quiet, silent, nothing. You're not hearing about anything. No more, right? No more of that lady talking. And I'm hearing they want to do some type of, I don't know, lawsuit against Trump and shit like that. Like, come on, man. Come on. Really? Really? This man is using everything he can to defend himself, right? You're right. Joe has been a little more censored, but hinted on the interview what it was, had to read between the lines. Yes, like Joe, he came on and said some Gestapo style tactics is what Trump's doing, but I swear he was the biggest Trump supporter. He's all at UFC and he's like shaking his hand and hugging him and all that shit. He was a good supporter for Trump. But now he wants to go against Mr. Trump. You know the only reason he wants to do this, which I call it bullshit. Keep the same energy, Joe Rogan. Keep the same energy, Joe Rogan, and support your man. I don't, even if he's wrong or whatever he's doing, support Donald Trump. Don't be a bandwagonist. Don't jump. Support the man. You always support him. I don't respect that shit. Respect him because you always, why are you jumping off the bandwagon now? You know why? Because the content he does, Joe Rogan, supposed to be controversial. And he believes if he supports Donald Trump openly for this, he's going to lose a big percentage of his listeners. Let me say it again. Joe Rogan is only playing a role because he doesn't want to lose millions of his listeners, aka economics. So let me talk against Trump. And all of a sudden, people are getting brainwashed and thinking, oh, Joe Rogan is talking against Trump. Oh, yes, Joe Rogan is against Trump with this ICE bullshit. He don't give a shit about none of those people. He only cares if he shows that he supports Trump right now, he's going to lose millions of listeners. He got 20,000 listeners. So if he supports Trump openly, he's going to lose maybe, you see what happened to Nicki Minaj, right? He's going to lose millions of them, right? He's going to lose millions of them. So back to the face off. And I've been talking for over an hour about this face off with Mr. Carney and Mr. Trump. Who's winning now? Canada is winning. Canada is winning in the world. Once again, the love and the respect from all these other countries. That's why I said when people are thinking that America could come take over Canada, the 51st state, and make it the 51st state, no, that's not going to happen because it's like you're attacking the world. America tries to come to Canada, every single superpower in the world is going to come to Canada's defense. India, China, I don't know about Russia, but Europe, even America's good friend Israel will step in. Even America's good friend Israel will step in. The biggest Jewish population outside of Israel is in Canada. Did you know that? I don't know. No, why does America want to take over all these places? Why does America want to take over all these places? Or I should say, why Trump wants to take over these places. But then we got to say that there's people behind Trump that want to take over these places because they're going by a script. They're going by a script. I'll say it again. And Canada's not innocent either, right? So it gets really deep if I talk about this, because I talked about it earlier, about the new world order, which Carney put out there. So, in economics and in the world theater, it seems like everybody is fighting against each other, but really people are working with each other because even in this live, I told you, as much as Carney or Trump, or especially Trump, says bad things about maybe, I mean, like saying he wants to take over Canada or these tariffs in Canada, blah, blah, blah. Right now, you got thousands of trucks from Canada going through the borders to America, bringing goods, and vice versa. You got American goods coming, thousands of them coming to Canada. So, really, America, it's in the script, right? And the big picture, which some people may think I'm crazy or whoever's crazy, is the one world government. The one world government. And I guess America or Trump feels that he should be the head of the one world government. And I think there's a battle between Canada and America. And I really think, I don't want to say it because it kind of, I'm close by, but I really think that Canada, because this is how it works, the one who you never think is the real deal. I think Canada is the head of the world government, what's taking place. You hear what I'm saying? And that's going more deep in the rabbit hole. Oil, gas, Rothschild banks. Yes, Canada's rich in that. When they do all their big meetings, secret meetings, you know where the secret meetings are for the world to come to? Guess where they come? when they have their secret G7 and their whatever meetings. They come to Canada. They come to Canada up north. That's where they come. They go there. The world leaders, all the world leaders have a meeting. Some far place, not even I know. I just know I heard about it. They go to somewhere far up north in Canada, some far place with them, and they all have their militaries bring, escorting whatever the leaders. That's where they talk. So, one world government. Who's the one world government? I just said it. I won't repeat it. I just said it. I won't repeat it. The person who you don't think is the power is actually the power. The one who's putting themselves out there is the camouflage. See, like I said, who controls a lot of Americans' energy? Remember who you think? I said it earlier. Who is the ones who's supplying most of the stuff for America to build physically? Just look it up. Probably a huge bunker built in the mountains that goes underground. Yes. Glad you brought that up. They don't want to hear me talk about that. You're right. You are right. A lot of big bunkers, big bases, and maybe I'm going too deep, man. I don't want them to come for me, but yes, up in Canada, up north, they have, I could see that they had a movie like that. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. I heard stories. I heard one story. I'll say it quick. And I'm going to say it again. But I heard this story of somebody who I know was making a trip across Canada. And actually, it was somebody related to me. And they were on the plane, right? And when you take this plane in Canada, there's a lot of mountains in Canada, up north or whatever, right? They're going to Alberta, towards Alberta. Alberta is the west coast of Canada, the other side of Canada, leaving Ontario. When he was looking out of the plane, and he was scary. They're flying high, and you can see the mountains. The individual who I know was telling me he could see these bases, these type of bases in the mountains, and it was a good length. Like as the plane was flying, it was a good length of these type of bases in the mountains. So no one is ever gonna know that not anybody could go there. But this when he was on the plane going to Alberta, those ways, right? You could see in the mountains some type of bases all through going for a good while. So, and I never really said this story. What you said reminded me of what I remember that individual telling me. So, yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's something. And this person's close to me. I won't say who the person is, but they're close to me. And they saw that shit when they were going on a trip to Alberta, right? But no one's gonna believe that shit. No one's gonna believe that shit. But it's crazy, people. It's crazy. Up too far to reach, hard to attack. Yes. And there's another story. Maybe I'll share you this. What a lot of people don't know, and they probably say, "No, I never heard of this shit." Did you know that the Canadian military for years been training a lot of the American military? And people say, "What? How? How?" They've been training them because most of the Canadian military They are trained in the mountains. That's their training. They're trained in that harsh environment. That's how the Canadian military trains for a long time in harsh environments, mountain. Like you want to know, like there's guys who do that as a sport. Like that's like fun for them. Like going into the mountain. Like there's a big culture of that. So the Canadian military has been training American military for years, a long time about doing those type of things, knowing how to go whatever shit they're doing into the mountains and certain type of environments. Yeah, but would you think of that? Would you think the Canadian military is actually training Americans? Hmm. I heard something. Oh, so you heard something like that? See, and you're American. You see, you just make why you. I don't want to be a target. You just bringing it. See, this deep down to earth. See, you said you heard something like that. How much Americans have heard that? They won't want to hear that. That's unpatriotic. Canadians training the American military. They don't want to hear that shit. That's why Mr. Trump, and I read his body language when he talks about Canada, when he even said the 51st state, right? He's just telling people we're together. So when you think that Canada's under America, you ever thought that it's the other way around? You ever think that it's the other way around? I could bring up other examples, right? What is us? You would think it's America, but it's really Canada. But I don't want to go that deep because that's another episode in regards to crime or organized crime. You get what I mean? Heard also they were here, UN troops somewhere, something like that. Yes, yes, yes. Because remember, the Canadian military goes everywhere around the world. That's where I'm gonna get to. See, Peter, you just open up. Peter Scott, you just open up upon a Pandora's box, make my brain remember certain things and stuff. Because if you realize this, and this is in regards to Canada and the NWO, the UN, Canada been big in for a long time. And the UN is all around the world. And what they use is we are peacekeepers. So you got peacekeepers, Canadian peacekeepers in Africa, Canadian peacekeepers in the East Europe, Canadian peacekeepers in fucking every place in the world what has some conflict. There's Canadian peacekeepers. And if it's not a conflict, if they have a natural disaster, Canadian peacekeepers are there. If you're starving, Canadian peacekeepers are there. The Canadian military is always everywhere around the world. All right? For all those things, what I just said there. So, and there's a dark side to the Canadian military too. What was exposed years ago in Rwanda. Was it Rwanda? There's a dark side, very dark side, but I don't think I'm gonna talk about that too much. Really, well, I could just say basically not Nazis. Yeah, I would just say that too. I won't say too much, but that's building up here too, like a movement like that too. So and they're military trained. So yeah, that's another thing too. But yep, like I said, this episode was about Donald Trump versus Carney, Carney versus Donald Trump, economic war, World War III in motion. It's a theater, it's a show for us all. They're going by a script just to show us bullshit, just to cause division and confusion, like they've been doing for generations and generations and generations. I encourage people to do your research. I always will encourage people to do your research like this gentleman has done his research, or anybody who's joined the chat, do your research. And when I'm live again, I I invite you to your knowledge. You know what I mean? Because everybody has some type of knowledge. I respect everybody with the knowledge because it helps. Peter just gave me made me enlightened to remember certain types of things, right? And certain things I'm gonna keep for a next episode. But yeah, Canada. You heard of Canada training a lot of American military. So, but people, please subscribe. All the supporters who's ever watching, that will make me that'll encourage me to bring more content, more awareness to all of you through the Down to Earth Network, the Down to Earth podcast. I'm your host, Sean Myrie, and I'm out. Please subscribe.